Good evening, everybody. So today I've got a new light from ThruNite. They sent me several lights to review. This one should be a pretty awesome one. It's not a headlamp like I have been reviewing lately, but this is the new Catapult Pro, and it's in cool white, and it's actually more of a throw light, a pretty high-powered one. So we're going to take this thing out of the box, check it out, and then we'll take it out. It's going to be dark here shortly, so be a good chance to try it out tonight and see what it looks like. But let's open this up. Comes in the usual ThruNite packaging, which is superb. We have our instructions here, which you want to read these over, and I'll actually hold this up to the screen, and you can pause the video when I open this, and you can see everything, all the specs. The cool thing about ThruNite is, too, on all their lights lately, the new versions, when they update them, is that they've all got USB to USB-C, which is cool to have the USB-C. So at least they're getting modern with their lights, unlike a lot of companies. And ThruNite, of course, they always send all this extra stuff. Like they give you some extra gaskets, like O-rings, different parts like that. Looks like we have a lanyard in here, or whatever you want to call this thing, right here that you can put on it. And I actually dropped part of it down inside there, but the little button. So they give you an extra button. They give you some extra O-rings in here. They even give you an extra cover for your USB. Because a lot of times, and it has happened, luckily I haven't done it on the ThruNite yet, but when you open that up, if you ain't careful, you could tear this cover off and break the little tab, the rubber. But they give you some extra ones just in case that happens. So it looks like we have 2 extra ones on this one. Very cool. So this one does come with a carrying pouch too, which is cool. Let's take this out of here. This is the little button right here. It does come with a carrying pouch, which is cool. So it's really tough looking nylon stuff. Has the ThruNite logo on here. And then it has a hook where you can hang it, or you can use it on your belt. It has a nice belt strap. That Velcro to open it up. And pretty nice. I don't actually use these usually, but sometimes if you're going to be out for a long time or going somewhere, this would be good to put on you. So I would actually use it in a situation like that. And we got this here. Tells us to screw the cap together, and this is what ThruNite does. They put this, the way they actually have these things for the safety when transferring them or shipping, is you screw this together like so, and that makes it where it'll work, so it will actually come on that way. And then right here we have our USB-C. So very simple. Plug our USB-C cable in here, plug it into USB. We can plug it into your car. You can plug it into like a phone charger, anything USB, plug it into your PC or whatever and charge that portable power station. Very cool. Right here it looks like a serial number on it. Well, here's the name, ThruNite Catapult Pro. And you see the button, has a blue light on it. And when that's charging, it's actually red, and it will change different things when you charge it. That's actually in the specs. It tells you what the red light does and how it's charged. We'll unscrew this, and we can see the battery. So what this is pretty much waterproof, and you can see the O-ring seal here. That's one of the O-rings that they give you a spare one for. But look at this big old honking battery. That is a big dude. 5,000 milliamp hour, 26650, 3.7 volt. And one thing I always mention about ThruNite lights is these batteries are true to what they say. I have tested several of them. If it says 5,000 milliamp hour, that's what this thing will do. They are very, very good batteries. This will be a good battery to last you a long time, and lithium ion battery. So inside here, very good quality board. You can see the chip right here that tells it what to do. That's all the programming is on that chip. They have gold contacts on their lights, which is good. And the same way down inside the bottom part here, we'll have a gold spring down in there. And the way this thing works is when you break it apart or when you unscrew this, this is the ground, this clear part here that's cleaned off, and that makes contact right inside there to make contact with the ground. So that's what you're doing when you're tightening this up, is you're putting the ground back in contact. This is anodized aluminum housing, which is very nice. So it'll be real tough. And then we also have, check out that big Perevla. We got one LED in there, a nice, looks like aluminum bezel here, This is actually a glass lens because these things get pretty hot. You want real glass, not cheap plastic, and they do make things first class. But look at that chrome. So this is going to be a nice spot. So this is the little user manual that comes with it, and it's in multi-languages. All we're worried about right here would be English. And we'll hold this up here so you can actually pause the screen if you want to read all this off. I will go through a few things for you. What I like to go through is the LED, which is a SFT 70. There's one of those. Anti-reflective coating, ultra clear, toughened glass lens. That's what I was saying. It is a glass lens. The working voltage is 2.8 to 4.2 volts. The material is aluminum 6061 T6, and it is premium type 3 hard anodized. The dimensions of this is 150.5 millimeter by 65 millimeter by 33.5 millimeter, and the weight is 206 grams. It does have some weight to it, but that's what you get when you get a high-powered light. Here's a cool thing that I go through also, what it does on each one of the functions. So what we have is strobe flash, we have firefly, which is their super low, we have infinity low, infinity high. Now what that is instead of just clicking the button and you go high, medium, low, you actually hold it down when if it's say on low, you hold it down, and as you hold it down, it gradually goes up to high power, and the same way going down. And there's also infinity high, and then we have the turbo, which is the super high power. So what we'll do is start over here. Strobe is 776 lumens and will last 3 hours. Firefly is 0.7 lumens, will last 42 days. And I also mentioned too, you got a light like this. If you're surviving, Firefly is enough you could get by, and you can imagine something to have light for 42 days. There's nothing else you can do that with. Unless you can start a fire every time, you're just not going to get a light that'll last that long. That's pretty awesome. Infinity Low is 42 lumens, and it will go 53 hours. What we have on Infinity High is, so when you put it on high, all the way high, you have 1482 lumens, and it will last 24 minutes. And then to protect this thing, it actually drops the voltage down, which lowers the lumens to 909 lumens and will last 120 minutes, which is still a long time. And then over here we got turbo, and the turbo is the super high power one, so it's 2,713 lumens, and on that it will last 9 minutes before it actually drops down to protect it. Drops the voltage down, keeps it cool, makes the LED last longer, and then when it's on 961 lumens, it will last 90 minutes. So that's actually still a long time. That's an hour and a half on turbo, but it does drop down. So your super bright one's going to last 9 minutes before it drops down. And you want this on a high-powered light to cool it off. Let's take this thing out when it's dark and try it out. You can check all the other stuff here about the charging, how it's a red light, what it does, and how it actually charges through the cycle, and how you lock it and unlock it. So while I'm out here recording, there's my huckleberry. He's having a little snack before it's time to go up to roost. He'll be going to roost here any time. Okay, so here we are out here at nighttime. Hopefully you can see this good. I hear a dog barking in the background. Let's turn it on, or should be all the way on low. I believe that's what I got it set on. But on low, it's actually pretty darn bright. I can see really good even in those trees up there. You can see it lighting up those trees way up there. That's on low. Now, the way I said this one works, unlike the other ones that you just click it every time it's low, medium, high, this one actually you hold it down and it's variable basically, infinity. So you just hold this down, it should start increasing brightness. And when it gets all the way on bright, which is high, it flashes to let you know. Same way going back down, we'll hold it. When it gets on low, it'll flash. Now we're on low. Very cool. So this is back on low again. And I was showing in the trees over here. We will go up to high into the trees here. And look at the beam on this thing. That's on high. That's not turbo, guys. That's how bright this thing is. Check out this tree. Way up there. Telephone pole. I think the electric company needs some of these. But this is one heck of a light. That tree is way over there. That walnut's right there. Up on that hillside. I'm down in the bottom here. So that's on high. Let's go to turbo, which will be the brightest. And there is turbo, which is stupid bright. Look at this thing. And that is way up. And see that sycamore tree? You can see the white bark. That's a sycamore. And that's across the road, not even on my place. And that thing is bright. We'll shine over here across the road. This is like a long ways. I don't know if that's a quarter mile, but it's a long ways over there, that hillside way over there. But you can see those trees way over there and see the beam just going on. See the field over here across the road, lighting up the ground. This thing is amazing power, a very good spot, and not just spot because it does have the spot. You can see the spot is defined, but see how you got the big part around it out here, so you can actually see not just the spot, but you can actually see where you're going with it like that. Now that's on turbo, of course, which is super bright. But back to high, and my goodness, high is stupid. You can still see those trees over there, not as good as turbo, but incredibly bright. Look at the field way over there. See the bugs, see them trees over there. Crazy. Look at this oak tree. That's not an oak there, but that's an oak right here. Very nice. Okay, so now we'll take this thing and we'll put it on the lowest, which is Firefly, by holding it down. And you see the spot on the ground. Actually, on the camera, it looks brighter than I'm seeing it. I mean, it's bright, yeah. I mean, I say it's bright. It's dim, but it's a lot of light to get by with, to just be able to see where you're at. You wouldn't want to use this out at night, normally when you're walking or something. It's just not quite enough light for that. But if you're in pitch dark in a cave, you're in a house with no lights on at all, and you needed light for a long time, this would be the way to go because it lasts 40-something days. So that's pretty incredible. So now what I want to do is put it on strobe. Now when I put it on strobe, if you're affected by strobe lights, you might not want to watch this or be cautious. So we'll tap it 3 times. And there's strobe, and it does have an awesome strobe. It's like freaking the camera out, I think, but this is strobe. Check this out. Very cool. Now I don't know what it looks like. I got this set to 60 frames per second, how that affects the look of the strobe, but that's pretty cool. So we'll go back on here, go back down to low. Like we was normally walking most of the time, low is going to be plenty to get by. I mean, I can see everywhere to get by. If there's any snakes out here, skunks, which I pray that there's not either one. I did just mow today, so it should be okay. Copperheads don't care for the mowed grass. They like being in the weeds. But we'll go up through the holler here where I mowed. And then we'll put this thing, we'll hold this down now again, and we'll go back to bright. You can see these pine trees over here. So this one lights it up a lot better than a lot of lights. It's incredible what you get nowadays. You used to have big old incandescent lights or halogen lights, and these days you can get a small LED flashlight like this. It's absolutely incredible how long they last, the power they put out, the brightness that they have, and for the cost is pretty incredible. Now I'm going to hold this down and we'll put it on to high. So you can just vary it and you can stop. You don't have to go all the way to high. If you want a little bit more light, go down. Go ahead, hold it down again, goes back up. Stop right there. Now it's going to go back down. Hold it again, we'll go back up. We can go all the way to bright if we want that. When it flashes, we're totally on bright. Not turbo. This is not turbo. But it's actually amazingly bright. Look at that cedar tree right there. And you can see up here in the walnut. That's the top of a tall walnut on the hill. I'm down here in the bottom. That's a long ways up there. There's a walnut way over there. Then we got some oak trees way at the back of my property, which is quite a ways. And these walnuts here. It is so bright when you put it on the ground. It's like uh, blinding, and it really blows the camera out. It's just too much light on high. Even on low, go back down to low. On low right there, that's a pretty good spot. So this is an incredible light. Okay, so we'll tap this and go turbo. Wow. Turbo is stupid bright. Look at this beam up through the sky. See if I hold the light up here, you can see the light itself. Look at this thing. You can see the blue LED light for the button showing we're still full charge. We're good to go. Now, as I said, on turbo, this is going to run, what did it say, 9 minutes or something like that. And then it's going to drop down to a lower power. 6 or 9 minutes, I don't remember, but I just told you earlier. So whatever that is, then it will drop down to low power because right here around where my fingers are, you can start feeling the heat build up. That's what you get in a high-powered LED. And to protect it, the battery, the whole light, and everything, it's going to drop down after that much time instead of just, cooking the light, which is a very smart thing to have the intelligent electronics this thing has built into it to do this. This light is amazing. Amazing, guys. And for the price, I'll post a link to this below so you guys can check this out. But this is one of the best I've seen. I got that one that's got more power than this. They do make one that is a super, super powerful light. But this one here is, my goodness, for the price. And I don't remember what it is right now, but for the price, it's something impressive, no doubt about it. Very cool light. So, there we go. Now I'll have to wait till tomorrow to finish this up. I'll go back to my rock up there where I done this and show the exit part of this video. And sweet, guys. Alright, guys, that is the review of the ThruNite Catapult Pro. This thing, as you see in the video, this is an awesome light. So I will go ahead and post a link in the description below where you can check this out on my Amazon. But I really appreciate you guys. And also, as I've said before, ThruNite has a whole bunch of lights. So after you go to the link for this on the Amazon there, you can look at all of ThruNite's light from there. And they got a bunch of them, all different kinds, to headlamps, to bigger, more power than this, to small ones. They have a super good selection. But thank you all for watching. Click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Right on.